This week is the week of the text. Now that doesn't mean anything out of context. Up show. But what does it mean? Basically means I've added text to the images. Why am I doing the eyebrow thing? Yeah, so I've added text to the images. Many people, many people complained that they didn't know what I was saying. So one person complained. And they didn't even complain. It was constructive criticism. So what did they say? They basically said, Jamie, you're speaking like a... I can't say that word anymore, it's not PC. You sound like an idiot. And they're not wrong, because I am an idiot. So, what did I do? I added text to the images. Brilliant idea. Thank you. What did I want to... Woo! Also, I'm trying this new pause thing. I'm going to have to watch this back and see if it's worth it. And never do it again. Right, anyway, this week. Also, I need to think up another segment. Because, we're in the 4th week now. And that means by the end of this episode, I would have done 20 officially. But obviously, I did more, like 20 images. And all it is just me talking about them. So I have a suspicion that I should be spicing it up a little bit. Spicing it up with, I don't know. I really don't know. Game show, a quiz, interactive comments. We're getting big time views now. We beat like 100 views on one of the videos, which is, it's pretty special. It's pretty special. I could probably write home and tell people about that. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Depends who writing home is such a weird thing. My parents are divorced, so I'd have to write 2 letters, which frankly would be too much writing. I suppose I could email it, blind CC them both in. So I'm carrying on with the pausing. I think it's working. What are we in? We're in 2 minutes. I haven't done anything. Right, so we have 5, and we do actually have 5 images this week because I forgot to edit my own image, which is pretty slacking, but normal, right? And also, oh my god, it's spring, right? The light is all over this side of my face, so I actually had to use a light on this side of the face because otherwise it's too dark. So it's spring, it's lovely. I don't know if it's officially spring. I could probably look that up. It's officially still winter. We've got 8 more days. It's 20th of March is the official spring. But I just looked out my window to check and it is indeed feeling like spring. So what's the point? Feel good vibes. Everyone's happy. And this show is great. Yeah. Irony. Not irony. Ironic. Was it ironic, my laugh? No, it was like satire, wasn't it? So, let's do this. Hold on. Yeah, we can do this because I was indeed at the correct place for the images. Preparations, good. So, now you will all see why I have difficulty pronouncing names. Did you hear a beep? You should never hear a beep. Got that muted. No, more the point is you will see where I'm going wrong in my naming because it's written down. Oh god, it gets me every time right there. Try to keep it consistent. One is, fuck's sake, one is up there. You'll see it when it's there. So obviously this isn't a miniature, but I'm not limited to miniatures. I can do whatever I want because nobody else tells me what to do. But I loved it. I really like this artwork, and honestly, we're 4 minutes in. I'm just starting talking, but immediately now when I see things, I'm like, that's such a cool concept, and I'd love to get that sculpted, basically. But now I realise the limits are time, money, it actually working, and then like having to improve things. So Stephen Stahlberg. I can't tell you how much I love it. I think, interestingly, I looked at his other work because now I'm having to do research because more and more people complaining. And other than like the little bum there, and there's technically no nudity, even though she's totally nude and she's a a fairy. But if you see his other work, you'll see that it's really good actually. It's just not for the, I wouldn't say easily offended, but there's a lot of nudity. But a lot of the stories he does, or that his images portray, I think they're beautiful, and they're very poignant, hard hitting. Because basically he takes like nursery, obviously he does other stuff, but the things that I saw most were he takes like fairy tales and puts a very dark twist on them. Very dark, but I love that stuff. So like one example was Sleeping Beauty, and I think there's two men pinning down Prince Charming, not pinning down, like holding him against the wall while he tries to rescue her, and he's getting done for molestation, and because Sleeping Beauty is obviously dead, and he was basically a pervert. This is my interpretation of his artwork, and what is art if it's not interpretations of other people? And then there's a guy, I assume, I'm not sure, is about to do the autopsy. So that was what I thought, and there's quite a few things like that. But this one that brought me into it, I didn't realise. I can't see any darkness to this yet. Just like a sleeping pixie, which I love. I do indeed. This is a little bit different, this one, because this is sold, well, maybe that's not that weird actually. It's sold through Etsy, and the feeling I have about the model is the sculpting, and I don't know who the sculptor is, because I believe this was painted by Valentyn Cherkasov. Anyway, I'm not going to try again. I believe it was painted by him or her, but I think him. And yeah, the style is just totally different from what you see too often. It felt like it's quite a big sculpt because of the textures. Like you kind of don't see that in miniatures. Like the whole thing has a kind of feeling of texture, if that makes sense. Like the arms. It's kind of like, I don't know what the word is. I should have thought about it. No, I'm never going to. But anyway, I love it. I really love the paint as well, genuinely. I think it's like this. I know I go for saturation a lot, but this is kind of a desaturated feeling I have with stuff. And then another view. Yeah, man, it's just, I don't know, I like it. So yeah, obviously I've got a link to the Etsy, obviously, and to his Facebook, where I got it from. 3. No, that's annoying. Hold on. 3. Hold on. Haven't we just seen this name? I overwrote this, didn't I? I'll be back. I'm well aware for you guys that was instantaneous, but for me, I've been waiting quite a while for my virtual machine to boot up, so I'll be back again. The stress. Is it a stress? No, it was an ordeal. Many things. No one cares. So we got the name Kyle Maitland. I think I've said that right. And being American or English name, I assume you would hope I would get that right. Anyway, so number 3. Yeah, saturation is key, and orange for me at least. I think other people, it's a notoriously hard colour to master and to make work so damn well, because this does work really effing well. And then you've obviously got the old complementary colours. They are complementary. You're looking very nice today. That's a bad joke. Yeah, the purples. I sort of want to turn around and check if orange is a complementary. I think orange is more complementary to blue, isn't it? And then yellow must be purple. I've got to look. Embarrassed myself there, and I can't unrecord either. Lime. Sorry, everyone. Sorry for my teachers. Anyway, it works. That's the important thing, right? Fuck. Orange is like orange, red, purple. Anyway, yeah, really is. I've actually got this model because I love it, and it's by Black Sun Miniatures, and I got it out of the box. I was like, man, I'm going to paint it, and then I was just like, man, I'm too scared. I haven't painted it. I bought it maybe 2 years ago now, and I've still not painted. I've painted other things in between, but I've not captured the no fear painting that I should be. And this kind of made me think, yeah, do you know what, I would. It's even got casted bloody shadows. You see it here, I think, more easily. The name's right over it. Okay, you see it here, there, on the, which makes, man, it's really, really good. I genuinely, I can't say I'm in love. You be in love with inanimate objects? I'd really love it. And I think it's a job extremely well done. And it kind of inspires me a little bit to paint my own, because I think what I particularly enjoy is it's not a super smooth sort of rendered version of it. It's just a version that works. It's brushstrokes. It's quite, dirty in quotes. Like, can you see them here clearly? The brushstrokes on the you can't see my mouse, but on the lapel thing here. Yeah, I think it's definitely something that I really would love to have in my locker. So fair play to you, Carl, doing it. Obviously the fur is another thing that's good, but it's the bright colours, the beautiful days. There we go. Well, this is a Kickstarter. Now I know this image does not look like a Kickstarter, and I also realise now that what I will show you, the other image, is also not looking at all like a Kickstarter, but goblins. I'm bringing goblins to Dragonhead's range soon, and I've been going through with concept eyes, trying to sort of nail down exactly the feeling that I want. And somehow, obviously, it's probably something that everybody knows about. This hit like every single thing that I had dreamed in my head that my goblins would look like really everything, especially because they basically live in a world where elves are, rule the world, as it were. And those elves are, you could even say they like dinosaurs, but they have technology, and they kind of ran away from an exodus of a planet that was dying, for example. So they don't rely on their technology, and they have bones from the dinosaurs. What's the word? More barbaric. And this little dude, man, fuck me, it's good. He's even got a little pet, which is like, so anyway, this hit the nail on the head of what I wanted in my goblins. So I saw it, and then I checked out the wiki. What's it called? That thing that I just said earlier. Kickstarter. And it was nothing like what I wanted. That model, as far as I could tell, doesn't exist. So the Kickstarter it does have models, by the way, and it's absolutely worth checking out because it's pretty cool. It's got like, I don't know, 150 grand already in like 3 days. But it's actually an encyclopedia by a company called Studio Agate, but they're French, so it could be like Agate, Studio Agate. I basically have no idea how to pronounce it, but you can see it written down, so that's why we put the text. So, where are we going with this? So I think it's called Encyclopedia 5e, which is 5th edition. And I have a suspicion, and I'm not sure, but it feels like it's Dungeons and Dragons. Because why else? Anyway, it's a book with loads and loads of information. And it's another artwork from the book. So you can see the art is fantastic. There's like a whole team. I think there was, at least on the Kickstarter, there was like a team of 6. So scribbly bibbly boo, there you go. Go and back it if you like books. Yeah, I think that's it. Basically, I can't express how much I love that concept. And all the other artwork is seriously good as well. There's a moral to that story, which I have no fucking clue what it is. Probably something I really don't know. Next, David Arroba. David, or if I was English, which I am, I'd say David Arroba, but David Arroba. Paella. What was the other one? Gathiath. Anyway, David, Mr. Talented David. So this is his new model line. I think he has 2 models so far. He has an anatomical bust of a man in a pose. It's just like this. And he has no arms, but and you paint him. And I've got both of these, which I need to and very much want to paint. But this lady particularly pulled me in, and she is called, oh God, Black Moth. I'm going to fact check that. Nailed it. Black Moth. I'm really enjoying pausing and checking stuff because it makes me look slightly more knowledgeable than I am. So I just accidentally. Anyway, the other model is called the Revenant, and I did ask David how to pronounce this, but alas, I did not get it. So Akelarre models. It's going to be Spanish, isn't it? So Akelarre. No, that's Akelarre. That's like Macarena. Is that some Akelarre? Akelarre. Yeah, maybe models. Anyway, point being, he's done 2 paint jobs, equally amazing and completely different at the same time, which is amazing. So this is another thing that I'm really, really keen to learn at the moment and from David, is this texturing and how he does it. And I know it's not something that, you know, other top artists aren't doing, but basically he's also on the Patreon. It's not Patreon, it's miniatureartacademy.com. I'll put that in the link as well in the description. And yeah, so he's fully, that wasn't the point of this either, by the way, but I just realised while thinking about it, he's got the whole breakdown and he's putting that whole model on there, like step by step. I think, I don't know, €12 a month. So obviously I'll watch those and then try and paint this. But yeah, it's like, it's in general, it's dark, as in she's not a super happy elf, which obviously I like. I like elves that are happy. Happy home, happy life, right? Is that, I don't know. Happy wife, happy life? That's probably better, who rhymes at least. Yeah. Check it out. Basically. If you so desire, of course. And if you enjoyed the video, the 15-minute video weekly that we are putting out, mamma mia. Like, if you would, please. Oh, controversial. It's not controversial. I had 2 downvotes last week. Man, you know, so I'm a programmer and I program things, and we do a thing called peer reviewing. So we write our code, then we give it to the other guys in the team, and then they tell us what's wrong with it. But it's so weird because social media, no one tells you what they didn't like. They just downvote, and then you're like, oh, so I did something annoying. Other than being myself, sure. You can download that's fine. Downvote that. And then just say, do you know what? It was annoying. But then that's not constructive because I can't change myself. Like, would I do it for more votes? Probably not. Anyway, the point being, I would love to hear feedback about what's annoying and what's not. Because then I can potentially change it. This pause button's too powerful. Yeah, right. Anyway, the point. Subscribe, please. Like and ring the bell if you enjoy. And that was what I wanted to say. I shall be doing a unboxing. It's not even worth putting in focus. Really, you can see it already, can't you? Of these new Instar paints. I bought the smallest possible box, which was quite cheap. I think like £8, £9. But obviously I can't show you all now. I was about to. And I'll do it in the unboxing and a little test paints with them. So that's something I will and am looking forward to doing for you guys. So that was 5. I didn't do 6 this week. And now I'm waffling again. I always waffle, don't I? It's interesting. Interesting indeed. To no one. Anyway, thanks guys. See you next week.